I can hear you.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sounds good. So hello, everyone. My name is Amber, and I am the new Retail Partnership Coordinator here at FeedMore. I'd like to thank you all for coming today, and as I talk about our Retail Partnership Program. If you already have a partnership, this is probably just going to be a super quick refresher for you. If you are looking for a partnership, this will kind of give you a summary of what to expect, how your partnerships will go, and how I can help you in those partnerships. So what we're going to be talking about today is what a retail partnership is, who's involved in them, what you're going to be receiving as an agency, your role, like your responsibilities within the partnership, your partnership agreement, and how it helps you, how it helps the retailer, how it kind of helps me. And then we'll talk about my role here. I will go over a little bit of like what you'll need equipment-wise and requirements to be in a partnership. And then we'll kind of take a quick overview on how an average pickup will go. Each one's going to be slightly different. We'll go over that. We'll play a little game. We'll talk about reporting, and then you guys can ask questions. Sorry, I'm gonna go back. You guys can ask questions. If you have questions while I'm speaking, you guys can leave them in the comments, and we'll go over them at the end. Does that all sound good? Okay, great. So what is a retail partnership? A retail partnership is super simple definition. It's any retailer or manufacturer donating unsaleable yet usable food and household items, increasing the quality and nutritional mix an agency can offer. And how do you get a partnership is even easier than the definition. You reach out to me and I help you out and I get you a partnership. Who is involved? So all of your agencies have a retailer within your service area that can help build up your product mix. No two partnerships are the same when it comes to the products they are donating or what times your agency can pick up or days that your agency can pick up. It's always going to be different. So for example, some targets have you picking up consistently. Other targets will be calling agencies and saying, hey, we have product or we don't, and they'll be picking up a little bit more sporadically. For example, Starbucks, they only want 3 pickup days a week, whereas like Walmart, they're having somebody pick up every single day, whether it's the same agency or not. So we also love to support our local retailers as well. So if you're thinking, oh, I have a really great bakery, I want to start a partnership with them, I just don't know how to, you can reach out to me and I'll do all the work for you. So what will you be picking up when you have an official partnership? What are you going to be picking up? You'll be picking up bakery items, meat, produce, mixed assorted foods, and household items. As mentioned before, no two partnerships are going to be the same. And that really shows in the products that they're donating. You could be picking up everything listed here one day, and the next day you're going to be picking up only produce or only meat, or maybe your partnership only offers bakery items. It's really going to be an assortment. And we can try and partner you up with a retailer that's going to best match your needs that you have. So if you're really only looking for bakery items, I'm probably not going to set you up with a place that's giving out a ton of produce and a ton of meat. That's just, I try and best fit what your needs are to what kind of partnership you'll be having. So what is your responsibility in a retail partnership? It's very simple. First off, you need to be an active FeedMore agency, which if you're here, you obviously are. So congrats, you already accomplished the first step. Follow your partnership agreement. This agreement will outline the details of your partnership and it gives you, the agency, the empowerment in it. For people on here, if you already have a partnership and you're like, oh, I don't have an agreement, should I be having one? This is something totally new that I'm implementing as a new person here. If you would like one for a partnership that you're already in, please feel free to reach out to me and I will draft one up for you. But yeah, then our third thing, you should check in with me, the Retail Partnership Coordinator. More likely than not, this will be me reaching out to you every couple of months, just seeing how your partnership is working for you, if you're receiving enough product, if you're having issues. If you are having issues, please do not wait for me to reach out to you. You can always reach out to me and I will try and find a solution. One thing that I will be checking in with you on consistently is that you are following food safety procedures and best practices. So do you have proper equipment for transporting temperature sensitive products? Like, do you have coolers, thermal blankets? Are you using active refrigerators or refrigerants when transporting product? And then how are you going to be transporting the product? Other aspects of the program that I'm going to be making more prevalent is that you will have to perform temperature checks of temp sensitive products at pickup and drop off. This is definitely not the last time today we will be talking about temp checking. So if it gets annoying, good, because that means it's sticking with you. Another thing that you should be doing is have an excess product plan. Depending on your partnership, sometimes there'll be so much product and you can't possibly use all of it before it starts to go bad. So you'll have some excess. This is very rare, but sometimes it does happen. So there's some options that you can go for. You can contact us and we'll come pick it up for you. Not the ideal way of doing it, but it's something that we can do for you. Second thing is give out the excess to your clients. I know that some agencies don't want to do this because then it's not being equally distributed if there's not a ton of excess left. Totally understandable. And then a third way is sharing the product with another agency. If you are going to go with this option, we do recommend, highly recommend that you do it with another FeedMore agency. This way, if a product gets recalled or there was something wrong with the donation, or if an agency, God forbid, goes to Wegmans and say you have a Wegmans partnership and you donate your excess to another agency and they go and say, well, why did you give me day old bread or like this? And it just makes us look bad. It makes you look bad. We just don't want it. So if you do have an excess, in your excess product plan, make sure that if you are donating to another agency, that it's one of ours. Follow sorting and storage guidelines. There's a lot of factors in sorting and storage. There's a whole entire guideline packet that Feeding America gives out, and I can give it out to anybody who would like one. Just let me know. We'll go over it a little bit. We'll play a little bit game about how to sort, but I'm not going to bore you with all the specific details of what to keep, what to not to keep. It's a lot. And then report your pounds received, and we'll go over how to do that as well later on. So this is your partnership agreement. This is what one will look like. It kind of just outlines what we already talked about, reiterating your role and your responsibilities within a partnership. One thing that we have added from agency feedback is that we have added a wait time. So this is how long you're willing to wait as an agency before the retailer comes to help you out. We had one agency that was waiting there for like almost an hour every single pickup with no one coming. They had other things to do. It is not you do not have to wait for the retailer. Like, you are not at their mercy. So this empowers you. And then we also have you fill out all your contact information. All of my information is here. So the retailer has it and you have it. And then we'll fill out all the retail partner information as well. So who your partner is, their address, who you should contact if you ever have an issue with the retailer, the days that you're picking up, and the approximate time that you would be coming to pick up. So what is my role now that you know what yours is? My role is to connect you to donors that are going to best match your needs, as I said before. So if you're wanting frozen meat, I'm probably not going to pair you up with a bakery. I also help you build relationships, whether this is with your retailer. Like I said, if you have an issue with them, I help you work through that. Or if it's helping you find an excess or finding an agency to help you out with excess. So you come to me, you said, we got way too much bread this week, don't know what to do with it. You can always contact me and I can help you build a relationship with another agency that can take it for you. I also look for solutions to issues and concerns. So for example, I had an agency contact me and say, hey, Wegmans isn't giving us our bread anymore. I don't know what I did. I don't know what happened. So I reached out to Wegmans and I told them the problem our agency was having, and they informed me that they were giving it to another organization. So there's not always a solution to your issues and problems, but then I can also find you other avenues to look at. So like for this agency, I'm now looking into other avenues of getting them bread. That's not necessarily through Wegmans. It could be potentially through other bakeries. It could be through a whole nother partnership entirely. So I'm always looking for solutions. I also will inform you of any changes or updates to partnerships. This could include, say a retailer says, oh, we can only have people picking up 2 days a week now. So I'll let you know of that. I'll let you know if there's anything that's being donated that may be mislabeled, but still good to give out to your clients. We had Wegmans contact us right before Labor Day and say that they had amazing bread rolls or amazing hamburger rolls, but they had the wrong date, the wrong expiration date on them. So our agencies were able to still take it, but I let them know like, hey, it's still good. Let your clients know it's still good. It just has the wrong date. They don't need to throw it out. And then once again, I check in to see if you are following food safety procedures. So this means I'll seeing how your equipment is holding up. If you need any more equipment, we'll definitely go over some equipment requirements later on. I'll also see if you are doing your temperature logs and temp checking things, all that fun stuff. So your equipment needs to start a partnership. You'll need a vehicle that can transport up to 200 pounds of product, scales, thermometers or temperature guns, coolers, or thermal blankets. We do provide temperature guns, scales, and thermal blankets. So if you're unsure if you can participate in a partnership because you don't have that equipment, we do provide it for you. All you need to really do is provide the vehicle. And if you're still unsure because you're like, oh, wow, I drive like a Honda Civic. I've had agencies picking up in pickup trucks. I've had agencies picking up in Honda Civics, believe it or not. Some of them have box trucks of their own. Some of them are picking up in their minivans, or definitely any vehicle can fit up to 200 pounds. It's not as much as you think. If you're still unsure because you're not sure if you're still unsure if you can pick up because of equipment needs, we can discuss other needs on an individual basis as well. So there's really only 2 requirements that retailers have across the board. Individual retailers will have their own requirements, but these ones are pretty much like every single one you go to are going to require this. You must be within 30 minutes or 20 miles of the retailer. This is because we want to ensure that food safety is being practiced, especially if you're going to be picking up and transporting temperature sensitive products. We want to make sure that it's getting refrigerated, back in the refrigerator, back in the freezer in a good amount of time. And if you're using thermal blankets or coolers or active refrigeration, this really shouldn't be a problem. But if you're not, this is a really big issue. And then perform temperature checks. Performing your temperature checks at pickup and drop off. Anything that is above the required temperature should be left at the retailer if it's above temperature at pickup, or thrown away once at your agency if it's above temperature. So now we're going to go over kind of how an agency pickup will normally go. If you don't currently have a partnership and we get you one and it's going to go really great and you go to your first one, you're like, I don't know what to do, I would gladly join you on your first one. I've gone to, in my month and a half here, I've gone to 2 retail pickups for the first time with people, and it's gone over smoothly and they're having a great partnerships now. So I'm always happy to help. But the first thing you're to your retailer is you're gonna check in, sorry, something's going on. There we go. You're gonna check in with the retailer. They'll tell you what kind of products to take. They'll let you know if there's anything in other departments that you need to pick up. Very rarely will you have to go anywhere else in the store to pick things up, but sometimes retailers will have you go to each department and check in with each department. Sometimes retailers will have you sign off on the donation. So just always check in and be like, hey, do I need to sign off on anything? What's mine? What's not mine? If you're unsure if a product is yours to take, don't take it. And then second, record temperatures at pickup and drop off. We'll go over how to do that on the next slide in the temperature logs. Oh, do we? Yeah, sorry. No, you're good. Record temperatures at pickup and drop off. This is, once again, super important. You'll separate products by category. Usually, most retailers will already have the product separated for you, especially if you're picking up frozen meats. They'll try and separate them by product. So like you'll have your beef, your chicken, your fish, like those should all be separated. If they're not separated, they do need to be at least semi-separated for transport. And then when you are in transport, make sure you're following. Sorry, I don't know why this slide keeps on changing. Follow food safety best practices. So covering up temp sensitive products with thermal blankets, making sure that you're making it back within 30 minutes of picking up. And then finally, sort and report. So this is what a temperature log looks like. And it's really easy to use. You can this is probably the most important thing. So when checking your temperatures, you always want to make sure, like if you're picking up a refrigerated item, that it's going to be below 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you're picking up frozen items, that they're below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So I put in an example here. We did a great pickup. We got a lot of food. And then we picked up some frozen ground beef. So I temperature checked it with the temp gun. It was at -8 degrees. Great. We could take it back to our agency. I temp checked it again when we dropped it off at our agency. It was still under 0 degrees, and I didn't need to throw it out. But we also picked up some shredded cheese, and when I temp checked it at the retailer, it was above 42 degrees Fahrenheit, so I left it there. If you decide not to take something, or if you throw something out at all from a retail pickup, you can use the codes over here. So we have a couple of different codes. The temperatures over required, so I put the A here because that's what our shredded cheese was. There's no label, ingredient list, or allergen declarations. The product didn't look or smell good, packaging was damaged, or other. So you can definitely use this temperature log for more than just temp sensitive products. Like say you picked up some apples and they all looked bad, they were all rotten. You can definitely put that in here and then use the codes for here as well to kind of track a pattern and see if that is a continuous thing. With temperatures, you do not have to check every single item that you are getting. That would just be silly. You can check things at random. And then you can check things at random. I think that was it, so yeah. Okay, so we're gonna play a little game of keep or toss to talk about sorting. So you temperature checked everything back at the agency, you kept some stuff, you got rid of some stuff after temperature checking, and now you're sorting the rest of your goods. So you get this can of, you don't know what it is because there is no label on it. The can is dented on the seal, as you can see. The rust on the sides won't wipe off as well. And like I said, there's no label. So if you guys want to put in the comments what your answer would be to this, would you keep it or would you toss it? What are the answers? I'm going to say good for toss. Oh, you're right, you would toss it. You would toss this item because number one, you have no clue what it is. It could be dog food for all you know. And because it doesn't have a label on it, like I said, you don't know what it is, you don't know ingredients on it, you don't know any allergens that could possibly have, and because it's dented on the seal, you don't know if that rust could have gotten in there or if any other contaminants could have used it or could have gotten in. So yes, definitely toss. So now we're picking up from Wegmans and we got a really great ready-to-eat meal. The product looks good and smells good, so plus. The list of ingredients are available on the side. It's wrapped in food-grade packaging. And when we picked it up and dropped it off, it was below 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So what do you guys think? Keep or toss? Keep. Keep, yeah. Yeah, you guys are right, keep it. This is a great item to add to your nutritional mix for your clients. And I know that clients love a good ready-to-eat meal as well. So yeah, definitely keep this. Okay, and then finally you have this frozen TV dinner, and there's no freezer burn on it. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. There's no freezer burn on it. It's below when you picked it up and when you dropped it off, it was below 0 degrees. It's not in its original packaging though, and it's not frozen solid. And you guys can see the answer for some reason, but would you keep it or would you toss it?
Toss it.
Yes. You would toss it because even though it doesn't have freezer burn on it and it is within your temperature, within the required temperatures, because it's not in its original packaging, that means that you're not going to be seeing ingredients, you're not going to be seeing any allergen declarations, and you don't really know what's in it as well. And then because it's not frozen solid, that probably means that they weren't storing it properly. They could have put this in the refrigerator when it was supposed to be in the freezer. They could have not put it in the freezer at all until like last second and then flash freezed it. So this is definitely an item you would toss. Okay, now finally we have, finally you sorted everything. You're going to keep all this great product and now you need to report it. So reporting your retail pounds is the same way as reporting your agency facilitated pounds. You'll report by category, and we'll go over this, so don't worry if you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that. You'll report by category, and then we do ask that you report your pounds like as soon as possible. Day of would be great, but we understand that time does get away from you or you kind of forget. But if you could report your pounds within 7 days of receiving donations, you're receiving your donation, that would be great. And I'll show you now. I'll show you now how we do reporting. So I'm borrowing the people from Resurrection Life's account for the day because they have a ton of retail partnerships and they do a really good job of reporting them. So I'd love to show it. So if you log into your Primarius account and you go to the agency pickup tab, you'll see here that they report, these are the receipts from what they've been reporting all the time. So this is from yesterday, I'll take you into it. They picked up from Walmart on Walden Ave, and they picked up some bakery, and you can see the pounds that they reported for each one. They picked up some meat, assorted groceries, and produce as well. So how they do that is that you can see all their amazing receipts because they're so good at reporting. If you go to this little tab here that says new receipt, and then you click on where you picked up from the day, you go to the drop down and say we picked up from Walmart on Walden Ave that day, or today. We're gonna say the day that we picked up is today, and then we're gonna click continue. And then this is how you report your pounds by category. So you're gonna report by non-food items, by your bakery and your breads, your dairy products, your proteins, and then this is your mixed and assorted food items dry. So this is going to be like your cereals, your canned goods, anything that you would see on the shelves food-wise, and then this is going to be like your refrigerated and frozen items that you would see like in the freezer cases in the store, and then your produce. So I'm just going to report my pounds here. We didn't get any bread, we didn't get any non-food items. We picked up 120 pounds of bakery or bread. We picked up 50 pounds of dairy. We didn't pick up any meat today, and we're picking up 100 pounds of each of these things. Maybe 50 of produce. So then I can check the weight on it, and it says I picked up 420 pounds today, so we picked up a lot. And then if you wanted to, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to report for them, but when you're all done with this and you check the weight and that kind of matches up with what you think you have, you would click process receipt, and you would get a nice little thing that says, congrats, you processed this receipt. And it should show up when you go back to your agency tab. It should show up here as a receipt that you submitted. So that is all I have to share with you guys today. I'll answer your guys' questions now. Oh, sorry, we're gonna see this whole entire thing from the beginning. Okay, so Colleen had a question. Are agencies having issues with product availability from retailers because of COVID? So what I've heard from them is that at the beginning of COVID, they weren't getting as much product depending on where they were picking up from. Now it's gotten a little bit better. from pickups that I've done, they're still getting enough product to give out. It's definitely a lot of extras that you'll be giving out. Like this is a thing that you can add to your nutritional mix that's extra. It's not going to affect, like if you don't get enough product, it shouldn't be affecting what your clients are getting, kind of thing. But yeah, it's definitely kind of fixed itself out now. And then Colleen also asked is how do you weigh poundage? So I'm actually gonna go back a little bit. So you weigh your pounds. Like I said, if you're unsure if you can do it because you don't have equipment, we do provide you with the scale so you can weigh your pounds. I hope that helps, Colleen.
Well, actually, I was just wondering, is it a scale where you just put your stuff on it, or is it one that you have to hang your stuff from? So it has to be docked somewhere?
Yep, it's a scale that you just put your stuff on it.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to go through. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Are there any other questions? You guys can unmute now if you have any questions. No, no more questions?
I have a question.
Oh yeah, Penny, of course.
I do a pickup and it's from the pizzeria. They weigh the product themselves and they let me know the poundage and I sign off on it. Is that I've been doing that way for over 2 years. Is that still okay to do?
Yeah, if they're giving you the poundage themselves and you don't need to weigh it, yeah, as long as you still report the poundage that they gave you, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. I'm excited for our pickup on Tuesday, Penny. I'm very looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions? No? Okay, so if you guys have any other questions that you think of after this presentation, these slides will be up they'll be up, right, somewhere? Yeah, next week they'll be up on our website. If you guys have any questions specifically for me, you guys can contact me. This is my information here. I do try to get back as quickly as possible. So if you ever want to contact me, this is it here, and that's me. And I hope you guys have a great day.